Hi, welcome to Route 66. It's Greg Burdine, and we will be journeying through the books of the Bible and chapter by chapter, and we're on day 136. We got 4 chapters today, Second Chronicles 16 through 19. So grab your Bible, and if you've read it already, that's good. If you haven't read it, this is what you've got to read. Chapter 16, Asa's decline and unfaithfulness. Yesterday we read about a great revival and how he trusted God, but late in his reign, he faces some opposition from the northern tribes, and instead of seeking God like he did before, he decides to make an alliance with a pagan country, Syria. Prophet rebukes him, but Asa gets angry, imprisons the prophet. He becomes ill, but he still doesn't seek the Lord. He goes to physicians, and it's not a good ending for him. Jehoshaphat becomes the king, and he walks in the ways, this is in chapter 17, he walks in the ways of the Lord. He sends officials and Levites to teach the book of the law throughout Judah. And because of his faithfulness, the surrounding nations respect him. And Judah enjoys some peace and some strength during Jehoshaphat's days. And in chapter 18, Jehoshaphat allies with King Ahab. King Ahab is from the northern tribes. You might remember him from 1st and 2nd Kings. Not a great king, but he still is a Jewish man. So they are together. They join in battle. Micaiah, God's prophet, predicts defeat. Ahab ignores the warning, goes into battle, and Jehoshaphat narrowly escapes with his life, but Ahab is going to die. And so that's where that ends up. Chapter 19 continues with a little bit of Jehoshaphat. God rebukes Jehoshaphat through a prophet, and he humbly receives the correction and then reforms the nation. Jehoshaphat's kind of an up and down. I like the name Jehoshaphat. I don't know, it's an old cartoon, Jumping Jehoshaphat. I don't know if he really jumped or not, but he appointed judges, warning them to fear God. He strengthened them and had some spiritual leadership, so it ended up in a good way. So some lessons that we can learn from all this, the ups and downs of this. With Asa, past faith doesn't mean it's going to continue, and it doesn't excuse disobedience. Just because you start well doesn't mean you're going to end well. And just because you've been going well doesn't give you an excuse to do things that are bad. We need to maintain a life of faithfulness. Asa ended up making some poor decisions against God. And beginning with Jehoshaphat, some of these lessons that we can learn. God honors leaders who put him first. Doesn't matter whether it's a political leader, a business leader, family leader, church leader, whatever leader is. When you honor God, God honors you, and God will bless you. So that's important to do. Also with Jehoshaphat, be careful who you line yourself up with. He lined himself up with Ahab, who God was going to judge. That was foolish. He shouldn't have done that. Even godly people will suffer when they're with an ungodly partner. So just be careful about the influences of wrong people. And then finally, with Jehoshaphat, a wise person accepts correction and changes their course. Have you ever met somebody that even if you tell them the truth, they're not going to change? Pride, ego, all of that, they're not going to change. Growth comes, not everybody's perfect, but growth comes when we're able to see our own faults and begin to look to God to change them. And sometimes God uses other people, friends, that's great, but sometimes even enemies, to point out our flaws. We need to see them and allow God to correct them, and God will bless us. So some good reading today. God bless you as you continue